Mm-hmm. He was born in Columbus, raised in the gray, bled scarlet through every autumn day, played his heart out down in the shoe, a Buckeye forever, through and through. He led the Bearcats, built them from dust, turned dreams into trophies. In Luke they trust, but the call of the North, those Badger cheers, led him to Madison. It's been too cold here. Oh, Luke, come back home to Columbus town. You don't belong where the snow keeps you down. The jump around's over, the fire's gone out. Your heart's in Ohio, there's no doubt. They promised him glory, they promised the crown, but the cheese curds are bitter when you're losing ground. Those red and white stripes just don't feel the same when the Bucks come rolling, calling your name. Oh, Luke, come back home to Columbus town, where the old Jack goes all around. You gave them your best, but it's time to go where the horseshoe hums and the Buckeyes glow. The crowd in Madison once sang your song, but now those echoes don't last long. Ryan's got room, he'll save you a chair. Come back home, Luke, your family's there. Oh, Luke, come back home to Columbus town. The lights still shine, the flag still sound. No need to wonder, no need to roam. Your scarlet heart said, Luke, come back home. The only jumping around in Wisconsin tonight are the dreams that fell from Coach Fix 5.
And welcome back to another OHIO Podcast Monday Night Call-In Show. I am your host, Buckeye Boggs, a.k.a. the Podfather, and you, and we're thankful to have you with us this evening. Hey, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Ring the bell. Get notified every time you go live. We are the official Ohio State podcast of the College Huddle. Head on over to thecollegehuddle.com where you can find us and 86 of our closest friends from coast to coast. We are also sponsored by MyBookie. That's right. Go over to MyBookie, put in the promo code OHIO, OHIO. We all love it. We all spell it. We all yell it at each other. Go over to MyBookie and yell it at them. promo code OHIO. $500 of back bonus for just putting in the promo code OHIO. Do us a big favor, a big solid this evening. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, I played this week's theme song for the game. Luke, buddy, brother, compadre, it's time to come home. You don't belong in Madison. They don't deserve you. Come back home. Come home. We're going to be attending a funeral in Madison, Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Day is going to put the kibosh, the final nail to the coffin of what was Luke Fickell's tenure at Wisconsin. And I think Luke should just say his goodbyes, clean out his office, and get back on the plane with Day and the players and fly back to Columbus, Ohio, where he'll have a place on Ryan Day's staff. That's what I think. Let me know what you all think. I'd love to know what you guys think. Call lines are open. We have 5 of them. They're open. 567-483-1999 is the call-in number. I'm sure we're going to have plenty to talk about tonight. If you feel like giving us a super chat, it costs us $15 an hour to provide this service for all of you. So please consider giving us a super chat tonight. If you are waiting in line and you give us a super chat, throw in your area code. You get to skip the line. That's how we're going to play this game from now on our call-in shows. It's how we have to do it, folks. So there you have it, guys. As far as Luke Fickell, Caden Diesel Freak says, yep. Christopher Sauer says, do you think Day would hire Fickell if Larry Johnson retires? I hope he hires him before Larry Johnson retires. That way we don't have to do a search. Luke Fick is right there to jump in as the next defensive line coach, assistant defensive coordinator. And if something happens to Matty P, you have a experienced former head coach and defensive coordinator right there who loves Ohio State, who bleeds scarlet and gray. Tyler says, yeah, that's a great idea in my opinion. Andre, after what Iowa did to Wisconsin, how much worse will the game on Saturday be? It's going to be bad. It's going to be a funeral. I mean, yeah, I think Wisconsin's going to try their very best. Maybe. I mean, that team looked like a team that gave up. Let's be honest. They looked like Penn State, but worse. So there's that. Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of what we got going on tonight. Let's go right to the phone lines tonight. Let's have us a good old time, shall we? Who's up first? Who's going to lead us off tonight? Let's see here. Who is it? Oh, here we go. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. If I could hit the talk button. All right, Dan, the Diesel Freak. What's happening?
Am I on the air? Ohio podcast?
You're on the air. You're live and in color.
Good evening, OHIO podcast. It is your dear beloved friend, Hayden the Diesel Freak, the most hated Ohio State fan on the planet. How are y'all doing tonight?
We're doing good. We're doing good, Dan. Congratulations. You were 50% right on your prediction. That defense created 3 turnovers Saturday. They didn't score 3 defensive touchdowns, but they did create 3 defensive turnovers. So congratulations.
So no hosting the OHIO podcast by yours truly, but a call from yours truly will always satisfy.
Good.
Will do anyone justice. I mean, I go live. I'm actually going to be going live next Thursday for a very special occasion.
Getting married?
And you're probably wondering, Tatum, what's the special occasion? Next Thursday is my 22nd birthday.
22 years young, huh?
That is correct. You heard me correct, good sir.
I have officially lived your life twice.
You have.
I have. So that means you were born in 2000 and what? 3?
Ding, 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 ding. The Podfather has answered the question correctly. Ding, 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 ding. Podfather wins a shout out from the Diesel Freak. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right, man. So what's on your mind tonight?
Luke Fickell, please come home to your home town and your home city. Come on, dude. Wisconsin is not meant for your liking. You were rated by John Cooper, a legendary head coach of the Ohio State University. You were trained in the house that Harley built, the house that Woody Hayes set the tone in the locker room. Come on, man. Wisconsin is not meant for you, dog. What home is meant for you is where the 9-time reigning, defending, undisputed national champions are here. Come on, man. Come back home to the brotherhood like James Laurinaitis did. Come back to the stomping ground because we've always got a spot for you, buddy.
Yeah, there's definitely a spot on Ryan Day's staff for Luke Fickell, and I think if he
And I'm
wants
going to say this, Eric, and since I didn't win last week, I'm going to put it down this week.
Okay,
what's your
bet this
surprise? Ohio State causes 4 turnovers on defense, and I host next Monday night show.
Oh, you're telling me what you're gonna do now?
That's my bet for you, Eric.
4 turnovers, and you want to host the show. Now, your last prediction.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday week, and I figured, you know what? Why not give the fans a little bit of the show hosted by the craziest, the coolest, and the most hated Ohio State fan on the planet.
4 turnovers, huh? Well, let's ask the chat. All right, chat. Here's the deal. Dan the Diesel Freak wants to make a bet with me. He says, if Ohio State creates 4 turnovers on defense in Madison this Saturday, he wants to host Monday night's call-in show here at the OHIO podcast. Should I accept this bet, chat? Yes or no? Put it in the comment section. Actually, I could probably.
Your answer is accepted either way, Eric.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to leave it up to the chat here, believe it or not. So I'm going over to YouTube right now. I'm going to put in a. I'm going to put in a. What are these stupid things called? Let's see. What are they called here? I know somewhere on here. I know where you can do it. Poll question. All right, here we go. Should Dan host this call-in show next week or not if Ohio State gets 4 turnovers? Question mark. Yes
and
or
even
no?
4 3-0.
All right, there it is. Should Dan host this call-in show next week or not if Ohio State gets 4 turnovers? Let's see what you all put in as for your answer here.
I'm patient, everybody, so take your sweet time.
We're gonna go ahead and let the chat vote here. And at the end of your call, Dan, we will reveal the results. How's that?
I think that's a swell idea. And Eric, I will say this: my prediction for Ohio State, Wisconsin on the road. Ohio State just simply does what we did to Washington, Illinois, and Texas. We beat them in a good style blowout. Ohio State I'm going to say at least like 34-3. 34-6.
34-3. Okay. Yeah, that's respectable, I think. That's 31
And
points.
that's Ohio State's defense taking care of business like they have. Ohio State's defense is the doghouse of the Big Ten. It's the doghouse of college football. Come on now.
I love it. I love it. All right, man. So, uh, that's actually covering the spread. I think the spread's 28.5 right now. So,
So I'm beating the spread.
yeah, you're covering the spread. You're covering it, buddy. I like it.
I always take care of business, Eric. What do you think I do?
Well, I mean, when you're in that combine, you're taking care of business. You also take care of business when you drink all them Mountain Dews, man.
Well, and I've got a little bit more talent in me than most people like to say. Well, I guess you could say I kind of got a little spooky side of me once in a while.
Do you now?
What? I like a little scary story once in a while.
Do you have a scary story
Little
to share
humor.
with everybody?
Hmm.
I said, do you have a scary story to share with everybody?
Ooh. I do, but I am going to warn you. It's going to make you scream out of your pants and cry all the way back to your mama's house.
Okay, I'm waiting. Hit me with it.
But you will hear, but I will be releasing the audio recording of a Halloween horror story next Tuesday night.
Okay.
And it's by yours truly, the Nightmare on Sesame Street.
The Nightmare on Sesame Street next Tuesday night on your channel, huh?
Warning, the following audio recording of that book is rated R. Viewer discretion and listeners' discretion is advised. So be warned, if you are not 18 and older, do not listen to the audio recording of Nightmare on Sesame Street.
All right, there's your warning, everybody. Dan said if you're a little bit squeamish, do not listen to his Nightmare on Sesame Street on his channel next Tuesday. Dan, you, my friend.
Because there's a lot of screaming, scariness, and a whole lot of my favorite word, well, two favorite words. Horror and, well, blood.
Horror and blood are two of your favorite words.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, I mean, you just told me. I was just repeating. So, I mean, gotcha. All right, Dan. So, are you going to tell me a scary story tonight or not?
I guess I should maybe a little bit of one.
All right.
Since you're eager and you want to hear from the I'll tell you the story about I'll tell you a little football lore. How about that?
Football lore?
High school football lore.
Oh, the high school football lore. Good. I'm so glad that that's what you're going to tell me tonight. All right, Dan, go for it. I'm all ears.
You want to talk about someone really scary?
Sure.
I know someone that was really a bone chilling, and I mean spine tingling son of a that really made you wet your pants. And actually, I know him personally. This football player stood 6'2", 210 pounds. Played strong safety for the Fairbanks Panthers, and you never saw his eyes until he took his helmet off, because he always had a dark visor on his helmet. And he was known as the Grim Reaper, the grave digger, the Grim Reaper of his squad. Silent but deadly. But his hits were as deadly as a black mamba's bite. But I'll tell you what, if you ask his opponents, they'll tell you he was more dangerous than he seemed. But I'll leave it at that, Eric, so nobody wets their pants. But I'll tell you, I know this person personally, and I actually worked with him for a little while.
Oh, but you're not going to tell us who it was, huh?
You want to know? I'll tell you. It was Fairbanks Panthers' very own Hall of Fame safety, who was just inducted, number 21, the Grim Reaper, Corey Weinbrick. And I'll tell you that guy, ooh, you want to talk about Sean Taylor's ghost? He was the definition of Sean Taylor. Mean, hard-hitting, and he was just an all-around human son of a who always hunted that ball whenever it was in his range. And even out of his range, he did some incredible things. But when he took his helmet off, the only thing you saw was all the black smearing all around his face and those eyes. Those eyes. When you saw his eyes, just beware. It's been a few coaches wet their pants.
Okie dokie. All right, guys, you heard it here. Corey Weinbrick.
And actually, Eric, I do have some other news.
Well, you've already been on for over 10 minutes, so Dan, you need to make it snappy. This is your last thing, okay?
I am trying to get the Grim Reaper to call in the OHIL podcast in 2 weeks.
Okay. We'll be here. Have him call in, all right?
And actually, I'll be with him soon, so you might get to hear from two brothers from another mother. Wow. One of them being, a scary SOB himself. But I'll leave it at that so nobody gets scared. But have a great night, everybody. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And be sure to say your prayers. And as always, OHIO, go Bucks. And Scum, be ready, because we're coming.
There he was, Dan the Diesel Freak. We're off and running. We're off and running. All right, let's just keep her moving. David, how's it going tonight, buddy?
Well, a lot better now.
Yeah, are you feeling scared, David?
No, not at all.
Okay.
You want to need a lot more than that to scare me.
Okay. You know who's probably scared right now, David? I'm going to guess the Wisconsin offensive line.
Oh, Wisconsin's offensive line, they should be scared.
Yeah.
Especially after Cade McDonald said that they were not very happy about giving up 16 points.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that I don't think Wisconsin's even going to see our side of the field after a comment like that. And I think the bigger news here is James Franklin being fired.
All right, let's talk about it.
That to me is the bigger news. And it's not the Illinois game. It's not the Wisconsin game. It's Penn State looking for a new coach. Because they go out and they find the right guy. Our days of dominance over Penn State are over. They will, if they go out and they do their job, they do their due diligence this time. Hey, I know it might be tempting Penn State, but don't go get the new guy from Vanderbilt. Okay, leave him there. All right, go get somebody, and because you can't be 10-2 anymore and losing to top 10 teams. You got to start beating top 10 teams. You want people to take you seriously. You got to be a top 10 team, you have to be able to beat top 10 teams. And James Franklin was never going to be the guy. He is Penn State's Cooper. He was there for way too long. When they gave him the contract extension, they should have got rid of him then. But evidently, personally, I would fire the doggone athletic director for that. I don't even know what you were even thinking. You didn't. It's not like there wasn't plenty of evidence to show you at that point that James Franklin wasn't the guy. But I digress. Yeah, the Penn State story to me is the biggest story right now in college football. Forget all the other openings. Penn State by far is the biggest one, hands down. And there's a couple of coaches that said they wanted to get back in the game. And man, you better go. You can't waste any more time, Penn State. You can't waste any more time. We all know. Look, last night I was listening to the meltdown of the Scum fans. They're starting to come to a realization that that their guy is not the guy either. The fan base is starting to realize that he's not the guy, and they're probably going to. I'll tell you right now, watch out for Washington going into Ann Arbor this week and coming out of there with a win.
Ooh.
Because they've got enough offensive firepower, and they're good enough defensively to stop that weak. That is a pathetic of an offense. It's pathetic what they have up there in Ann Arbor. It's pathetic. I mean, it's worse than what Penn State was putting on the field. And that's pretty bad. And so Penn State, you better knock it out of the park. And I've said for years, and Mimi can back me up on this, is if Luke Fickell ends up at Penn State, it's our worst nightmare.
It's not going to happen now, though.
I don't think he's coming back to Columbus.
He's not going to be able to go to Penn State. They're not going to take him. After what happened in Madison, his shine is completely rubbed off, David. He's either going to have to go back to a small school, like a MAC school, or he's going to have to come to Ryan Day's coach's finishing school. There's no way he's going to Penn State. There was a time he could have gone to Penn State. If he would have waited it out in Cincinnati, he probably would be the Penn State head coach. But not now. I'll tell you the bigger story here, David, is where does James Franklin end up? I've been hearing a lot of Michigan State fans out there saying bring him in.
That would be a good pick. It would be a good pick. He knows the Big Ten. I think that'd be great. I think he would be a great hire for Michigan State. I do. And you know what? Sometimes you just need a fresh start. Sometimes you need to start over. And I think that's what James Franklin needs. He needs something fresh. And I think James Franklin to Michigan State would be a perfect fit in my opinion. I think that'd be a brilliant way to go. But I'm telling you, man, if somehow if they fill that spot, they get the right guy in there, it's going to be Joe Pa 2.0. They find the right guy. I don't think Matt Rule is going to take the job. He's at Nebraska. I think he's too vested in there.
Would Urban take it in your mind?
I think he's got Nebraska heading in the right direction. But they got one loss.
He does have Nebraska heading in the right direction, but there is one thing about Matt Rule that you have to keep in mind. He's a Penn State guy. That's his alma mater.
Yeah, I got it. But And I don't know. Maybe it does happen. I don't know. I just don't see it.
I'm not sure. Sir
I
Matt
don't think
Rule's not an up.
Urban's not going to Penn State. Urban's never going to coach again. Shelley ain't going to have none of that. She is, let him go to NFL was the last hurrah there. But Penn State, there's some dudes out there that they go out and get. That, man, I tell you what, Penn State's the prize, man, because they got the pockets too.
Well,
they got deep pockets.
They
alumni base.
How deep are they now that they just spent $50+ million to get rid of James Franklin, which means that they're probably going to have to spend even more than that when they bring in the next head coach and he wants to bring in his own coaching staff, which means they're going to have to pay the buyouts for the coordinators and position coaches and everybody else that he doesn't want to retain. And then also they might have to pay the buyouts from other schools of the coaches that the new head coach wants to. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Corey mentioned it. This buyout might be upwards of over $100 million when it's all said and done. I don't know how much money you're going to have left for NIL at that point.
Well, I think when you're talking about, very uberly wealthy donors and alumni, that gets divvied up, and that's they got that kind of money laying around underneath their seats in the car. They probably spend that much money going out to dinner, taking everybody out to dinner on Thanksgiving. But I don't think the money's the issue. If the money was the issue, they wouldn't have fired him in the first place. They'd had to sit with him for another 3 years, which I thought was what I thought they'd be stuck with him for another 3 years. But they're like, no. They found the money, and they know what they got to do. They've already crunched these numbers. They were crunching those numbers after the second loss, right? They were crunching those numbers after the UCLA loss. Trust me, they were crunching those numbers. They wasted no time, firing him. So it's going to be interesting to see who they go out and get. It's going to be an interesting watch. Because I think they're going to have to do something pretty quick, because from what I understand, they've already lost their 2027 class. It's in the wind.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have to put a 2027 class back together. I don't know, maybe get the right person come in there. You can get some of those kids back. You do have the portal now. Also had the ruling that came out here, was it last week, about the JUCO, get a red shirt if you play JUCO. That's huge. Also, you got you can play like half a season and then take a red shirt. Think about this. Think about how that might be one of the biggest things the NCAA has done is the red shirt, the recent red shirt. What they've been able to do with that, because the postseason, you can play in the postseason and it doesn't count against the red shirt. So we have guys that just took that red shirt that could play in the postseason and still not affect their red shirt.
Right.
I mean, it's just enough because everybody. Think about how this is going to affect college football going forward. It's going to be this thing is going to be massive. This red shirt, it's massive. It was massive when they first did it, right? And then when they said, okay, you can play up to 4 games, that's pretty big. You can go play 4 games. Now you're not going to get a guy usually really ready until hopefully you can get him ready mid-season. More likely, you're probably hitting for like 1st of November. That first week of November, you got a freshman who's like, hey, I think we maybe get this guy in. November the latest, maybe mid-October, we can get him on the field and start getting him some snaps. Man, that changes everything. And Penn State, hey, if Indiana can do what they're doing, we know doggone well Penn State can do it. If Indiana can do what they're doing right now, who I think is the second best team in the country, prove me wrong, I think they would kick Miami's face mask off. Miami gives up a lot of points. All their games have been, except for the South Florida game, all their games have been pretty close. And I just don't think Miami's defense is good enough to take them into the playoffs. I think they give up too many points. I think their games are too close.
We're gonna find out about Miami. We're gonna find out about Miami because I don't see anybody in the ACC. I mean, Georgia Tech's the closest thing to be able to challenge them at this point, but we'll see. But yeah, finish your last thought, Dan, there, or David. Finish your last thought.
Yeah. I just don't think Miami has. There's a lot of eye candy and with that. They're a good football team. I do think they're a top 10 team, but I don't think they're a top 5 team. It's just a weird and unusual year in college football. And we sent, for crying out loud, Texas A&M. You want to talk about crazy? Asper U is 6-0, I think, for the first time in my lifetime. So that's what kind of year it is. Indiana's the number 3 team in the country. That's what kind of year it is. All right? So anything can happen. UCLA has played their last 2 games lights out. And that changes when they come into the shoe in November. That's going to be a completely different ball team than what we thought we were going to be facing. Now, it won't be the first time that we've seen Nico, and maybe we can introduce him to a couple more cracked helmets.
Right.
But it's a crazy year, man. It's a crazy year.
It is. Every week is chaos, David. I got to go to the next caller, brother. Appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, brother.
Have a good night. OH.
All right. OH.
I-O.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. All right, man. Here we go. The poll has ended. 58-42, 24 votes. Narrowly. This thing almost happened. 58-42. I will be hosting next week's show regardless of what happens. Sorry, Caden. There was more no's than yeses. Sorry, buddy. Alan. The Penn State players can enter the portal due to Franklin firing. Bucks coaches are already on the phones. To who? Who's on that roster that you would want to bring into Ohio State right now in the middle of the season? I can't think of one. I mean, maybe as a depth piece, I guess. But I think Ohio State's fine where we're at with what we got. I just don't see anybody on that roster that would fit with our culture right now. I don't know. There was another question I wanted to answer before we go to Tyler. Tyler, you're next. It was a red shirt question. I must have passed it up. Hold on. I want to pull it up because it was a good question. Where are we at? All right, Aaron. So Hicks couldn't play in the playoff. So Hicks could play. He corrects himself next one. So Hicks could play in the playoffs and not affect his eligibility. Correct. You get 4 regular season games without burning your red shirt. 4. So I don't think the postseason counts towards that. That is my understanding of that. So I wanted to answer that. Yeah, maybe some of the young players who are currently being developed, I guess, possibly from Penn State, maybe a freshman or sophomore on there that you tried to recruit and lost out to. But like right now, if I just looking at the starters on offense and defense, I just don't see anybody that they could plug in right now to what we have. And 6 games into the season, that feels so weird. I mean, can you imagine a player leaving and then transferring in the middle of the season to another team, especially a rival team? Like, that feels really dirty in some way, shape, or form to me. Just does. Just kind of dirty to me. This is probably where I shouldn't say Tyler talk dirty to me. So I won't.
Well, Eric, I got to tell you about another team that we hate. So, Michigan fans, they are crashing out really, really, really badly after the USC loss, right? We already know that. But do you know how badly they're crashing out, Eric?
I saw the video you're about to reference. Go for it.
Well, they are now claiming that USC is having guys on the sidelines stealing their signals and knowing their plays.
Well, you know where they're claiming that comes from, correct?
Yeah.
So
they're coming. They're saying it's from Herb Street's son.
Yes. So the fan theory that was floated out on Johnny Oldson's podcast,
Johnny Olden's show,
Johnny Olden's podcast, yeah, was that the only good reason Kirk Herbstreit's son is on this team is he is a plant by Ohio State to steal the signs. Here's the problem with that. There's no signs to steal anymore. They're literally calling the plays through the headsets into the quarterback's headset in his helmet. That's how stupid these people are.
And here's the other problem I had with that, Eric. So it was perfectly okay for no. Let me rephrase it. It was when we called you out, Michigan, on all the sign stealing and all the other stuff you've been doing. I'm not gonna go down that road, but it was you completely ignored all that stuff. Oh, don't look over here. Don't look over here. Don't. But as soon as USC beats you horribly, you guys go straight to saying, "Oh, they knew your signal. They knew your plays." Am I missing something, Eric? Am I missing something?
Yes. Common sense. They don't have common sense. They just don't. The funniest part of that video was watching Johnny sit up in the top left-hand corner, so uncomfortable, and him like shaking his head, like, I know this is gonna be really bad.
And they got mad at me, Eric. They got mad at me because apparently I was one of the people because apparently they had a bunch of Buckeye fans that were on there. And they're like, "Oh, so many Buckeye fans have been here for a long, long time. But the ones that are here that are just came here to see us complain and whine and and see us cry. Y'all are a bunch of they called us a bunch of flies." I'm like, well, you would do the same thing, Michigan fans. You would do the same thing if it was to us.
Listen,
so, I'm just
there. There's only one Michigan podcast I will consume, and it's the Rabid Wolverine with my good friend. And there's no other reason to go to any other Michigan podcast. They are delusional, unless you're looking for a good laugh, I guess. Which, Tyler, you were in the mood for a good laugh, so you got it. You found it. You got it. Are you still there?
Sorry,
Tyler?
Eric. I had another phone call going on at the
Oh.
same time. Somebody was calling me.
They should know better than to call you during the OHIO podcast. What kind of friend is this?
Well, no. That was Lee that was calling me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell Lee to get over here and hang out with us.
But as you were saying, Eric, no. Actually, I better yet. Let me add on to this. They personally called me out during that show.
Well, what have you done to have them personally call you out, Tyler?
I was just laughing at them, Eric. I was enjoying me.
So you were in the chat. You were in the chat typing something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, then that's probably why they called you out.
I know, bro. I know, but I'm just like, but don't get. All I'm saying is, Michigan fans, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Your team lost. Hate to say it like that, but you lost. Now you suffer the consequences.
Well, there is a little bit of karma here, Tyler. Okay, just being straight up honest with you. You're the fastest one to kick anybody out of the chat who is not a Buckeye fan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
And so you go over there.
I have to eat that crow too.
You go over there and do the same thing to them that you don't like them doing when they come over here to us. And so, I mean, you gotta ask for it.
I have to take that, Eric. I know.
Okay.
Whatever. It's okay. I know I have to take that on the chin. It's okay. But the fact is, though, they can't be mad at me in that way, Eric, because it's everything's like they say, everything's all great when your team wins, but then when your team loses, it's everything is all the sky is falling. Everyone they catastrophize and they think that the world's ending.
Well, yes, we did the same thing though, Tyler.
I know.
It's amazing to me, like, whether we want to admit it or not, we are yin and yang. We are similar yet different all at the same time. And they're going to make fun of us like we make fun of them. They're going to hate us like we hate them. And we need each other in a way. Well, until Oregon showed up. Now all of a sudden we kind of don't need them. But that's beside the point. So it is what it is, Tyler. Enjoy it, laugh at it, mock it all you want. That's a part of being a fan.
Yeah.
But you do understand why they called you out, because you are you.
I know.
Okay.
I do understand that part, Eric. I do. Take that on the chin. But the fact is, though, I just want to go and say it's funny that when they lost to USC, Eric, they go straight to saying, "Oh, they know our signals now."
Yeah, it was Tyler, it's weak sauce, dude. It's so weak. It's so typical too. And I don't know the guy who came up with the whole Kirk Herbstreit's son is giving away the signs. I don't know this guy from Adam, but I mean, he definitely sits at home stewing on this stuff all day long and had to find some kind of excuse to feel better about the fact that Sharon Moore and this coaching staff for a second straight year in a row have not put this team in a place to get to the college football playoff. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing people psychologically try to deal with the fact that since Jim Harbaugh left and Connor Stallions, this has not been the same program 2 years in a row now. And so they're trying to somehow do the mental math to say we are the same. We're the same team as we were in 2023. You're not. You're not. You're not the same team you were in 2023, and they're trying to deal with that. And so the psychology behind that is they're coping. That's what we call coping. So they are trying to cope with it, and the guy's strategy was to find something to blame that was scarlet and gray related to in order to feel better about these losses. That's the reality of it. That's the truth.
Now add on to that too. So I was watching another show, Eric, and they have now proclaimed as their team as soft.
They've
Now.
claimed their own team is soft?
Yes.
Well, they played like it. They were. USC dominated that line of scrimmage. They had a 3rd and 25 and gave up a 45-yard run up the gut of their defense. On a 3rd and 25, they gave up a 45-yard run to King, what was it, Miller or something like that? And the dude was a walk-on. He was a preferred walk-on running back that did that to them. I mean, remember how they all, you guys got beat by a walk-on quarterback. You guys just got manhandled by a walk-on running back. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny to me. That's why I always say keep your mouth shut. Because at some point, if you don't, what comes around goes around.
Yeah, karma.
Exactly.
And then here's the other funny thing, Eric. They are also claim that, you know how Ray calls them the bullies?
Yeah.
The other show I was watching, I'm not going to say the name, but basically they say they are no longer the bullies in college football.
They don't look like it. But they still try to instigate. They're not bullies anymore, they're instigators. Right? You know how a bully usually has a little friend that walks around with them, and that little guy gets in fights and tussles, and then the bully comes by and takes care of it? That's who they are. They're little instigators.
It's just what goes around comes around, Eric, and everything is going back to normal. Everything I've known about this team my entire life, it's going back to normal.
And that's how I know you're young, because you said my entire life. Everything I know about them in my entire life. That's how I know you're young, Tyler.
I'm about to be 30 in December, Eric.
Oh, to be young again. Okay. Just rub it in a little more, Tyler. Go for it. Thank you. Tyler, do you have any thoughts on Luke Fickell coming home to Ohio State? Should he just jump on the plane with Ryan and come back home?
I would love it because he'd come back home. You get unlimited analysts on your staff. He would fit like a glove.
Yep.
He already has a prior relationship with James Laurinaitis too.
Yeah.
With Larry Johnson.
Yep.
It would fit like a glove.
Yep, I agree. All right, Tyler. Fun phone call, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your night, my friend.
You too, Eric.
All right.
OH.
IO. That was my boy T. All right, from T to the Schrock Star. I think. Let's see. Is it not working? What happened? I don't know. What's happening here? What's going on? Why won't it work? There it goes.
Yo!
What's up, buddy?
Hey, do I get a little props for calling the upset when I declared that my prediction of Indiana playing Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game?
You not only get props for it, I might let you borrow my Swami hat. How about that?
Oh,
You could become
that would be awesome.
You could become the Wizard of Schrock.
The Wizard of Schrock. And Diesel Dan, you do scare me, man. The only thing that scares me about Diesel Dan is the fact that you might reproduce. That scares the heck out of me. So Dan scares anybody. That's the thing about Dan that scares me, bro. So
Dude, Andre Green. Eric, did you ever wish you could get back into that DeLorean and go back in time and talk to your younger self all the time? Here's a great question. This would be a great topic one night. If you had a DeLorean, you could go back in the future. What game would you go to and watch again? Would it be 2002, 1996 Rose Bowl? Would you go back further than than you existed? Would you go to like, what was it, the Rose Bowl against USC with the Super Softs? That's a great question.
I'd love to go back and watch Archie play. You know, to actually get to watch him play in person. That'd be so awesome, just to watch him in his prime.
That's a good one too. Yeah. All right, man. So you said, all right, you said you had some news or something in the chat, something. So I'm just going to turn it over.
I can't drop it yet.
Oh, you can't drop it yet. It's too hot.
I can't drop it yet. It's too hot, and I don't want to. Let's just say me and TG have come upon some sources that we've made, and we got some really big news. It's just we can't do it right now, and I don't want to burn any sources or burn any kids. So there's just some. Let's just say there's some good stuff coming on the horizon. We can't put it out there yet.
Okay. Will it show up on our Patreon at some point?
It will. Let's just say when it breaks, we're going to be breaking it when it breaks. We'll have it before any of the other Buckeye channels.
Okay.
Let's just say that we were given some knowledge of something that's going to happen coming down the line. It's just we're not allowed to. Just don't want to burn the source for one, and don't want to do anything. You don't want to hurt any kids.
Yeah. Sure.
Don't want to blow back at anybody. So we're just gonna.
So what I can say then, Sean, is if and when this news is going to drop, make sure you're a Patreon member for $5, and Sean will drop that news when it's there, and you'll be one of the first ones to know it.
Yeah, we were given. Let's just say we were given the information. We were told we were allowed to break it when it's going to be ready to be announced. Let's just say it's not ready to be announced yet, but when it does, we will be the ones dropping it. So,
okie dokie, very good.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Luke Fickell.
Yes.
Oh, well, I just wanted to tell everybody we had a great interview tonight with Boom Heron. We got to interview him. He had some family issues why he couldn't come on the last time, so we got to record it tonight. And what an awesome dude! He's welcome to. He said he'd be willing to come back anytime. So if you ever want him on the round table, he said he'd do TG and Mika's show too. So great dude.
Awesome.
And I think everybody will enjoy it.
I got a ton of good feedback from Donnie Nicky last night. A lot of people really enjoyed that. In fact, my phone was buzzing till about 11:30 last night from people saying, "Dude, what a great show, great interview." And so shout out to you, Sean. That was your contact, man. So I appreciate you sharing that contact with us.
Anybody that we have on our show, bro, you know. I'll help you get anybody that I have contact with to try to get them on the round table for you. And Donnie's a great dude, and all these guys that we have come on are great, and they're willing to come on the multiple shows that we have, and we even have a couple that really want to get involved and do more. So I think there's some exciting opportunities that we might be able to do in the future, Eric. So
yeah, and Patreon makes that available for us to do at a higher level than YouTube, which is the reason why we made the move, man. And yeah, go ahead.
The stuff that we have planned is going to just be amazing. Then the thing is the more people I'm making contacts with. There's also ability that they can reach out to other people that I don't have ability to contact, and they can contact them for us. So
Right.
there's a lot of, let's just say there's a lot of possibilities right now that I'm really excited about. Maybe a couple bigger fish might be coming on the line soon. So
Um,
a lot to be excited about, bro.
there's a ton to be excited about right now, man. The future's bright here, man, and
We got to wear shades, man.
that's
It's so
Chris.
bright. We got to wear shades.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind. So we have to do some things, make some adjustments. Um, we've taken some steps to take this thing to the next level, and that includes all of you helping us out as well over on Patreon. So the link should be right down in the show notes below. Head on over to Patreon after the show and sign up and consider being a supporter of what we're doing over there. The first 2 weeks, week and a half now, have been fantastic. It's really encouraged me that we can keep doing this and doing more of it for you and investing more time and more effort and more resources into providing you even more and greater things. The one thing about us here at the OHO podcast, I will brag about this. I try to stay very humble, but I will brag about this. We are very cutting edge here. Most of what you see
Yeah.
other people do started here. Okay, so it's kind of our thing, man. So it's kind of funny to watch what other people do after we do it, and it's like, oh, okay. And some of them have more resources than us, and so they do it better than what we did. And hats off to them, because that's the game, right? Don't hate the player, hate the
Yep.
game, right? But we need to put ourselves on the same level as some of these other players, so that when we do these things, it gets recognized and people are like, the OHL podcast did that first. So that's what we're working on anyways. But that was a little behind the curtain there. Jeff, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Usri? He says, it's great how you guys bring back former players. Yeah, that's kind of one of our things too, isn't it, Sean?
Oh, I love it. It wasn't something that we originally, we didn't plan on just doing that, but it just kind of developed. And, I just reached out to a couple people, and next thing you know, all these people just started responding and got a lot of positive feedback, and people were really happy that we reached out to them, and they told their buddies, and next thing you know, someone else wanted to come on, and I started getting all these messages saying, hey, we'd love to do the show. And, it just turned into it. And, I'm happy we do it, because these people they deserve to have their stories told, because they built Ohio State, and they deserve to have the props that some of them might not have gotten their full props yet. So, and we get to help these younger fans learn about these people. So I'm happy that we get to do it. And some of these people I look up to, Eric, I'm sure you look up to some of them too. We watched them when we were kids, or, even when I was older. Like, I had Matt Finkus on, and when I was in high school, I was a defensive end, and we used to watch film of him and Vrabel, and those were the guys I tried to emulate. I tried to be like those guys. So, I thanked Matt. I said, you might not realize it, but you inspired a whole group of mid to late 40s guys in Ohio that played defensive end. We wanted to be like you and Vrabel. So, it's just awesome, and I would never have never had this opportunity if it wasn't for you and Chris, Eric. So thank you, man. I am so appreciative and grateful, man.
You've been a huge asset, and you've really helped build the product here, brother. No doubt about it. All right, man. So we've talked about Fick. Let's talk one last thing here tonight, unless you got something else pressing on your mind. Penn State.
Bring it, man.
James Franklin.
Penn State.
Give me your thoughts.
I honestly, I was shocked they fired him, because I didn't think they'd be able to gather that much money up that quick a time. I thought maybe they might let him just ride it out for after they lost to Northwestern, their season was done. And I just thought, well, maybe they'll let him ride it out. But I was shocked. I tell you what, I think what should happen is Penn State and Michigan should just switch coaches. And I'll let Franklin go up to Michigan for a while and let Sherrod Moore go to Penn State for a while.
Penn State won't even be a 500 team at that point.
I tell you what, it's funny that, Penn State, though, they're not going to have issues finding a coach.
No.
They'll find a good one.
Yeah.
They're a good brand. They got a good following. And, Pennsylvania always has good high school talent in there to pull from. As long as they get a decent coach in there. I mean, if they go get that other Vanderbilt coach, I think he could do some really good stuff there. Rule would be a good coach to get there too. I don't know if he'll leave Rayola right now. He's got Nebraska kind of going in the right direction. They're not as far along as everybody thought they were, but I think he's got them going in a good direction, and he's a good coach. Honestly, I think next week when Washington rolls into Michigan and stomps them fans should look over there at that sideline to Washington and see Jed Fish, because that's the coach they should have hired. If they would have hired Jed Fish, I would feel, I'd be more worried about Michigan. Now I'm not worried about them. Jed Fish would have really taken that program, took them up a couple notches, not to where Sherrod Moore's got them, that's for sure. Broken. Eric, I do have a question for you.
Sure, hit me.
How fun was it to watch Saturday night to watch Lincoln Riley just cook Wink Martindale?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, Corey and I were doing the play-by-play here on YouTube, on our YouTube channel for fun, and we had a ball. Well, there was a moment when Corey and I we were laughing so hard at each other, and we were both super tired, and we reached that point where everything was funny because you're tired. And I made the stupidest comment about the ref's yellow teeth, about how his teeth were the color of maize, and it struck Corey so funny that he couldn't stop laughing, and it started making me laugh to where I started hurting from laughing so hard. So for about 10 minutes there, we didn't even talk about the game. We were just laughing, and I'm sure any Michigan fan who tuned in would be like, I can't even stand these jokers because it looks like they're just laughing at our team. I'm going to have to find a way to cut that up and just make that into a short somehow, because it was a riot, but it was a ton of fun, man. And that's the first time in my life, maybe not the first time, because I might have cheered for them once or twice against Notre Dame, but I typically am not cheering for USC, but all of a sudden I was a Trojan fan Saturday night for the first time in my life.
I was surprised at how they were running the ball on them, honestly. I did not think they would run the ball on Michigan like that. I thought their defense was a lot tougher than that. And they got, Michigan got beat in the trenches. They can't sit there and say they just threw the ball over their head. And I tell you what, if Lincoln Riley could ever do something with a defense out there, he would have that program going again, because I tell you what, that quarterback's great. That's a great young quarterback they got, and he's got a good offensive scheme. He just, for the love of God, can't get a defense out there, or a defensive coordinator, or get anybody to stay there. And they were better, they've been better this year at defense, but man, for some reason, the guy just can't find a defensive coordinator.
Yep. All right, Sean, we've been talking for 11 and a half, buddy. I better keep it moving.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks again.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Have a good evening. OH.
Scum still sucks.
All right, let's go to the living legend. Bring him on tonight. Hi, Ray.
Da 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 da
da da da da da da da da da. Fight on, USC. Kick the bullies' ass up and down the field to get the touchdowns. It was so happy to see the bullies get their own bullying to them.
There you go, Ray. Well done, buddy.
Fight on, da 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 da. I just loved watching them ride that horsey. My son went out to California, and of course he didn't take me with him on a little trip, and he said he went to watch the ball game, and he was disappointed in how the bullies got bullied around.
Oh, too bad, right?
Yeah, they had all those fans, and I was watching them leaving in the third and fourth quarter. I wonder why. They would get bullied by their own bulliness for a change.
Oh my gosh. Yes, indeed. 100%.
Go Huskies. Go Huskies this week. Make it 2 in a row losses.
Wouldn't that be something, Ray?
You guys gonna do that one too?
That one's a noon game, so probably not, because I'm gonna be. I got to go to my stepson's football game, and he's away, so I probably won't get home in time. That morning.
What time's the Wisconsin Ohio State game?
3:30.
What channel?
CBS.
And the bullies are playing the Huskies at noon in the Big House, right?
Yep, on NBC.
I hope Washington. They've got a good offense. If they can just play good enough defense, they'll beat the bullies this week.
Yeah. The thing about Wisconsin that I think they're going to struggle with is they're going to struggle stopping Wisconsin's running game. They could not stop USC's run game at all. USC dominated that line of scrimmage. Well, Washington's got a really good running back and a really good athletic quarterback, and they might run it down Michigan's throat again. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, he mixed it up really good. He had a great game plan. You know, they had a week off. They lost that heartbreaker to Illinois by the last play of the game of the field goal. Hell, they'd be undefeated right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would. Exactly.
They play at Notre Dame this week, don't they? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's a night game. So we might get together and call that one Sunday night if we haven't if we're not too tuckered out after the Ohio State game. We might get on and do that one for fun. Because that'll be another good game to watch. Saturday night is the.
Hey, I left to go get something to eat because I can't drive at night very good anymore. That last touchdown they scored on our defense. What happened there?
Oh, we had our basically we had a skeleton crew defense. We had about half of them were second stringers, and they just kind of. They went up tempo on us, and the second string was giving up too much yards. Just kind of marched right down the field on us on the second string, and then Ryan went back to the first.
What
string.
Was that? A touchdown they got? They missed the extra point.
They went for 2 and missed it. Yeah.
Oh, they went for 2.
Yeah.
Did you notice more when Michigan got that lucky second touchdown? It didn't make no sense to me. It seems like you should have kicked the extra point. You're only 10 up. What would have been the difference going for 2 and make it 9 or 10? What's the difference?
Yeah, I was so confused by that too, Ray. I'm glad you brought that up because I remember saying, why are you chasing points already? There's no need to chase points there. That felt very desperate to me. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Ray, because I questioned it as well at the time.
I don't think this guy's that good a coach. If Washington has a great game plan, anything like Southern Cal, I think they'll go in there and beat them this week.
It very well could happen, man. I mean, the thing about Washington is this: they play really good at home, and they have not been good on the road under Fish. Last year, they did not win one road game under Coach Fish last season. Now they have so far this year. They've won a couple, but they haven't looked as good on the road as they did at home. So this is going to be a tall order for them. So big challenge for them. And of course, all of Ohio State fans will be Washington fans at noon this Saturday again.
We got to remember, keep a level head. Don't get a big head, and don't gloat too much, because it can happen to us too.
Yeah.
You know, I know how that kid thinks we're going to go undefeated and beat everybody by 20, 30 points, but it don't work that way. There's going to be one or two hiccups in the road. And I'll tell you what, they might rally behind that new coach for Interman. A lot of times that works, you know, and they could come up and ruin our season.
You are not
by beating us.
You are not wrong with that, Ray. And I'll give you the perfect example.
And we seen what Michigan did. They had 5 losses last year, and they came into the big house. I mean, in our stadium, it beat us 13-10.
Yeah.
So it can happen.
Well, look at UCLA. Look at UCLA. They fired their coach, and they've won 2 in a row.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes they rally. The kids rally behind the kid. Here's another thing that really pissed me off about that game against Illinois. Our great receiver, Smith, right?
Yep.
In the first or second drive, he caught a long pass, and he catches the ball. He's knocked out of bounds, Eric. He rolls over. He's still got the ball, and the defensive back comes in and knocks the ball out, and they said there's going to be a replay on that. I think, why? He had the ball, and he was over. He still had possession until the guy knocked it out. He said, no catch to the referee, and they'd overturn that.
Yeah. So
that's scary to me, because I'm worried about, Eric, there's so much money riding on this crap all the time. That's all it takes is one game where they blow a call like that, and it could cost you a game.
Yeah. You're 100%.
You remember that play?
Yeah.
You remember that play?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Ray. What's the difference between that and a running back running the football and then going out of bounds and then dropping the ball out of bounds? What's the difference?
I know it. That's what I can't figure out. I don't know what a catch is anymore. The NFL member had trouble with this a couple of years ago, and they finally overturned some of this crap and let them start calling it a catch. This is the same thing that happened there. There's no way in the world that was not a catch. And he rolls over, and he's still got the possession of the ball, and the guy comes in and bats the ball away, and they're saying they're going to replay that. I'm thinking, why? It was obvious, and they overturned that.
Yeah.
It didn't come back to haunt us this time, but
right.
It could down the road. I mean, when you play a team like Indiana, I'm telling you, they were all over Oregon, all over them.
Yeah, they look good, didn't they?
Impressive.
I mean,
they really do. I don't know how he's doing it with those kind of players, but those players are really coming together. I'm telling you, when you play them in the Big Ten championship, if you get there, you're going to have your hands full. You're going to have your hands full with that game in Miami, maybe. It's Notre Dame's coming on a little bit. We're going to find out this week. Southern Cal is going to Notre Dame.
Yep.
If Southern Cal can go in there and beat Notre Dame, you better watch out for Southern Cal.
Yeah, well, Ohio State doesn't play USC this year, and USC already has one conference loss at Illinois in overtime, like you mentioned. So if Ohio State wins out and Indiana wins out, that's going to be your Big Ten championship game. Although Indiana has to go to Penn State, so you just brought it up. That might be a dangerous team with a new coach here. Because they're still a good team, although they have to go to their backup quarterback now because Drew Aller's done for the year. But that might happen. But in a weird kind of way, in USC and Notre Dame, this is a play-in game. I think the loser of this game probably gets eliminated from the college football playoff.
Right.
So, huge game Saturday night between USC and Notre Dame.
I tell you what, I watched that UCLA and Michigan State game, and I couldn't believe how bad State looks this year. They got beat by 20 or 30 points in their own stadium.
Yeah, they did.
I thought they might have a chance against the Bullies, but I don't think they are unless they really recover in a hurry. I thought that new coach would be a little better than that.
I did as well. So I'm not really sure. What was up with that. But yeah, that's a good point, Ray.
UCLA, what can you look up at their schedule real quick?
Sure.
What does their schedule look like the rest of the season?
Let's look it up. Let's find out. I know they play Ohio State.
They won
later
2 in a row, and they looked impressive. They were really all over the ball, something like Southern Cal was against the Bullies.
Excuse me. Let's see here. They've got they host Maryland this Saturday. Then they go to Indiana on October 25th. That'll be a good game. Then they host Nebraska. Then they come to Ohio State. Then they host Washington. Then they go to USC. That's, other than the Maryland game, that's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Indiana, Nebraska, Ohio State, schedule. Washington, USC. Woo!
That is tough.
That's going to be tough.
Even Maryland. I mean, Maryland's lost 2 straight home games, and both of them were real close games.
Yeah,
they could have won both of them.
Maryland's been better this year than I thought.
That's another game, a trap game for the Bullies down the road. I think the Bullies have to go to Maryland, don't they?
No, they do not.
Yes,
they do. Yes, they do. They have to go to Maryland on November 22nd. So the week before the game. They go to Maryland the week before the game.
I tell you, this weather's been really nice. I hope we can keep it nice through the end of November for that big game.
Well, they say we've got one more week of 70s and 80s, and then it's going to get a little bit chillier starting next week. So I was in the restaurant bar where I eat all the time today, and this guy was talking about how we got Ohio State at home. He was a big Bully fan. I just shut up and let him talk. I didn't say anything. I'm trying to stay humble, but I tell you, I just hope that we don't get too conservative when we go up there. That's my only worry, is we get too conservative. Yeah.
That he tries to run the ball down their throat too much. There was 2 or 3 guys on the Buckeye boys were talking about how we need to have our offense set up like Southern Cal. Have you noticed that they were on their 3rd string running back, and they were getting gap holes, and they were getting Michigan out of position on their defensive backs to run those 40, 50-yard runs. You think we could come up with something like that?
Well, let me refute what they told you a little bit. If it was that simple, why couldn't they do it against Illinois, talking about USC?
Well, what was that game? 34-32. It looks like the defense let them down more than anything.
But that was mostly USC throwing the football in that game.
Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't know that.
So
I was wondering how they got all them points.
Right. I look at what they did against Michigan. I see more of a defensive breakdown of what happened with Michigan, and more than what USC was doing offensively compared to what.
That's why it'll be interesting this week. Let's hope they feel sorry for themselves and Washington can come in there and beat them. But you're right. Even though they won by pretty impressive Friday night there against Rutgers, won by 20 or something at Rutgers. This is going to be the test for Washington. They've got the talent to do it, but will they do it in the big house? Who knows? Because it's a lot harder when you got 110,000 people against you.
Well, I'll say this much: if they do it, that 110,000 might turn on Sharon Moore pretty quick. We saw that happen at Penn State. I think it could happen in the big house too. Oh, good call tonight, my friend.
Yeah, if they could get a 3rd loss and then we give them a 4th or 5th one, it'll be a happy season.
You're right, Ray. All right, buddy. I appreciate you calling in, my man.
Hey, I'll pray for your family and pray for mine. Keep the Bible verses coming. OH.
I-O. That's my buddy. I give him a few more minutes. He's a legend. When you are an usher at the big house and you change your fandom to Ohio State, you get a few more minutes on the podcast with Bogsy. Chris, there's no way in the world Kennedy would do a live watch with us. He has made it very clear he does not record during Notre Dame games. He would never do it. He has made that. His own fans have asked him to do live watches, and he refuses to do it. He absolutely will not do a live watch. So wishful thinking, my man. Wishful thinking. But hey, good try. Good try. All right, let's keep her moving. Let's keep her moving. Who we got next? I think this is Speedy. I think this is Speedy. Long time no talk, Speed man.
Yeah, brother, how's it going, man?
Man, it's
Good to
going
talk to
great.
you.
It's going great. Life is good. Life
Yes,
is
it
good.
is. I've had that crazy work schedule and all that stuff. I've definitely missed talking to you and Chris, the Wild Man, and rest of the buck nuts here on the podcast. I just wanted to chime in here a little bit. So let's talk.
Let's do it. What do you want to talk about tonight? Floor is yours.
Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see. We can talk about James Franklin a little bit and Luke Fickell thing.
Okay.
I think James Franklin is an excellent coach, but I don't know that he has the chops to hire the other coaches to fit his culture and his scheme at this point, because that's what's in my heart of hearts. That's what's failed him. What are your thoughts?
It's an interesting perspective to think about, because didn't he fire the defensive coordinator and hire a different one this past year? Or was it the offensive coordinator? I can't remember now. Because that guy's coaching at like Sam Houston State or something like that.
Yeah.
Here's what I think happened.
Well, of course. Go ahead, bro.
I think Wisconsin, Speedy, had an identity, and that identity was to run the football, hard nose, run it down your throat, big boy football. That's what they have been for 40 years during their success, which for you younger people out there, I don't remember the time, but before I started watching football, so we're talking, 80s and backwards, Wisconsin was terrible at football. They didn't get good until Alvarez got there. And then Alvarez turned that program around and made them a winning football team with tradition. But you go back and you look at Wisconsin in the Big Ten through the years, they were pretty mediocre, pretty bad football team for a long time. So it's not like Wisconsin has this long history of massive success like Ohio State or the team up north or Penn State or Nebraska or USC. They don't have that. But they did have an identity for the last 40 years, and that identity was to run the football. And although Luke understands the importance of running the football, he's an Ohio State guy. He's going to spread you out. He wants to put the ball in the air a little bit. I mean, look at his most successful team at Cincinnati. Man, they were throwing the football all over the yard. And I think when he came and tried to change the identity of Wisconsin, it was a bigger change than what he expected, because that identity is woven into the fabric of the DNA of the high school kids from the state of Wisconsin. You don't just go in as the head coach of Wisconsin and then tell all the high school coaches in the state, hey, let's go 5 wide and start running the spread and throwing the football around the yard, after they've been taught and instructed and growing up watching and believing in and teaching run first football, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That is what I think the biggest downfall for Wisconsin is, in my opinion. They have an identity crisis. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. When Barry Alvarez came in there and brought Wisconsin to prominence, it was because at that time that Big Ten was a smash mouth, run the ball down your throat type of conference. But as college football has evolved, it has obviously gone to a different type of philosophy. And we've even seen that when Urban came to Ohio State and started to run the spread offense and all that, you can have success not only running the ball, but you need to make the defense respect your passing game just as much as anything else. So that unequivocally makes you difficult to defend. So, I think that Fickell has kind of the right philosophy to take Wisconsin to the next level, but it's got to be a culture thing between the coaches, the administration, and the players. I mean, period. I mean, Ron Dane and these guys, these massive running backs that have been at Wisconsin, to include, Heisman Trophy winner, of course. It's just not what football is in the Big Ten and college football anymore.
You're right. The advent of the spread offense, which a lot of people don't know, but Urban Meyer's wrinkle in that spread offense made a massive impact in the college game. But that spread offense has changed college. It changed college football, and the schools that haven't adapted have struggled. Obviously, I mean, let's take Iowa for instance. Iowa's a good program, but a lot of people, again, I'm going back in the old memory banks here. Iowa was the number one team in the country back in the 80s. They were a powerhouse. But that was a different style of football back then. And Kirk Ferentz has never adapted. And Iowa has been very mid. I mean, yeah, they can win a lot of games in the Big Ten West, but when they came up against Ohio State or a Michigan or a Penn State, they got ran out of the house every single time. So you can still win football that way, but you can't win it all that way, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. Man, you have to change with the times. We've seen dominant NFL teams that within 2 or 3 years faltered and basically had become failures because they didn't adapt and change with the culture of the game. And college football is so much more indicative of that fact. You had Urban Meyer, who went from Bowling Green to Utah, and then, of course, down to Florida. I mean, man, he genuinely changed the face of football, period, to the point that some of the spread offense has leaked into the NFL, albeit not predominantly like it is in college football, just because of the speed of every man on an NFL roster.
Well, I don't know if you watched last night's interview with Donnie Nicky. Did you get a chance to watch last night's show? We had Donnie Nicky on, and
I did not, brother. I'm sorry. Now, but I'm going to go back and watch it. I always come back and watch you guys. Unfortunately, I can't watch it live like I like to, but I will definitely go back and check it out. So fill me in, bro.
Okay, so one of the questions that came up, Speedy, was what's the biggest difference, or what from college to the NFL when you got there? And he basically said Dude, everybody in the NFL can run, man. Everybody can run. Um, and you think about that when you're one of the fastest guys on your team in college, and then you go to the NFL and you're running sprints, and the defensive lineman who outweighs you by 50 pounds is running as fast as you, and you're a safety. That's the life in the NFL. Like, it's just different. So you bringing up speed in the college game to a degree is similar. It's just at a lesser degree, right? So take high school to college. What's the one thing they say is the hardest thing for a high school kid when he gets to college to adapt to? It's the speed of the game.
It's the speed. Yep.
Some players can adapt quicker than others. Uh, Jeremiah Smith, Devin Sanchez this year. It took about 5 or 6 games. He's starting to get into it and starting to adapt to it. Riley Pettijohn at linebacker, he's starting to adapt to it. But there's an old saying from my childhood, and the SEC used to preach this, and the ACC used to preach this, and the Big Ten finally figured it out. Speed kills, especially if you have an offense that you can run speed in space. It can kill a defense that ain't fast. So you have to have defensive players who can run, which is why linebackers have changed. The linebacker position has changed more than any other position in defense in the college game. Linebackers have to be able to run. They have to be fast dudes.
Oh, absolutely. Um, I saw an interview not too long ago with Will Howard, and they asked him, obviously he's got drafted by, I don't even want to say it, but Pittsburgh. But anyways, they said, what was the biggest adjustment from college to the NFL? Was the speed and this, that, and the other? He said, well, actually, no. Coming from Ohio State, it wasn't the speed of the game. He said that he had more of a challenge of adjusting to the speed coming from Kansas State to Ohio State
Yeah.
than he did going from Ohio State to the NFL.
Good point. Yeah. Well, that's because he was going up against NFL talent every day on defense.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, 100%. You go to an Ohio State practice. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to go to one of the open practices, Speedy. If you do, you need to take the opportunity. It's pretty eye-opening to watch how methodical. It's a machine. There's no downtime. Everything is planned out. Everything is scripted. There's no wasted movements. There's no standing around. Everything down to even when you take your drink in between drills, everything is planned out for you. It's incredible. Um, and to watch those practices, it's an NFL practice. It is not a high school. There are colleges out there that the practices will remind you more of a high school practice. That's not this. This is an NFL practice, is what this is. So yeah, I'm sure Will Howard was like, "Whoa, this is different here, man."
Oh yeah, for sure. And I guarantee you that when he came to Ohio State and started playing games in the Big Ten and this, that, and the other, that of course, we've seen him throw some passes, shall we say, short, because he was not prepared for the speed
Yeah.
of the receivers that we had and Emeka and Jeremiah and Carnell and Brandon. And I mean, the list goes on, brother. I mean, it's got to be a huge adjustment, and I'm sure he was throwing his arm off, to the point where it's coming off his body, and he was still underthrowing him. And then it becomes obviously a matter of timing,
Right.
and all that stuff. But Will Howard was a heck of a quarterback, heck of a young man. I love his mentality. I love his humility. He is basically the epitome of what I love about an Ohio State football player. And I hope we keep getting on more kids like him and Caleb Downs and Travion Henderson, because that's, I think, what's going to help contribute to Ohio State to be the powerhouse I know they will be now that NIL has leveled the playing field.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. You nailed it. All right, brother. Anything else, man? I appreciate you calling in tonight, my friend.
Oh, brother, hey, it's always such a pleasure to talk to you guys and to talk to Buckeye Nation or whatever in the chat. Man, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm always going to be a fan. I hope to be able to be more active here in the near future. It might be after Christmas because my job. So
Yep.
It's about to get real crazy and real busy, brother.
Yep.
But love you guys, and go Buckeye Nation. And
Ayo!
see ya, bro.
Take care, Speedy.
See you, bro.
That was Speed Man. Good to have him with us. All right, dude. Is this the dude? This looks like the guy who was is this the guy? Did he show up tonight? Run in here, drop this deuce, and then run right back out? I literally think he ran into the chat, dropped a deuce, and ran back out. What is this guy doing? I personally invited him right away. Dude, call in, please. I need to talk to you, please. Wow. Like, how deranged to be like, I'm gonna go into their chat. I'm gonna this has got to be a troll. He cannot be serious with this. He cannot be serious with this. This cannot be real. Please, someone find this guy, get him help. He needs help. Seriously, this guy needs help. He is deranged. He needs some help. It is bad. It is so bad for him right now. Don't let him walk over a bridge. Don't let him stop his car on a bridge. Please. This man needs help. Find him. Call Human Services. Get this man some help. He needs a padded room. He needs some strong medication. He needs a really good doctor. This guy needs help. Seriously, he needs help. We need to find this guy some help. There he is. Oh no. What in the this is okay, so this really can't be him. What are we doing here? Who's trolling, man? Who's trolling with this? This is funny. This is funny. I don't know what Buckeye fan did this now, but now we know now we know it's a troll. Okay. Oh my gosh. If I find out who this is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we try to save lives one at a time. Oh, we saved Ray's life. Ray saw the light. He saw the light. I saw the light. I've been baptized. He saw the light. Oh, that's the first thing that came to my mind, Chris. That's the first thing that came to my mind was RDCB trolled us tonight. He got us. He got us good. That was the first thing that came to my mind. He's so good at that. I don't know though. I don't know. Oh yeah, there you go, Bradley. He's making me have to take a Michigan and wipe my Wolverine. Oh shoot. Yeah, gosh, my gosh. Yeah, It should be, Jeff. We have a good team, man. We have a really good team. Been a fun show tonight, everybody. Been a fun show. We're going to go ahead and end it here, I think. I always appreciate all of you chiming in and helping us out with the call-in shows every single week, man. It's always so much fun doing this. So here's some news for y'all tonight, real fast, okay? So Boom Herron interview tomorrow morning. That'll drop tomorrow morning. TG and Sean interviewed former Ohio State running back Boom Herron. Tomorrow, noon, brand new show here in the OHIO podcast. We're going to watch/listen to the Ryan Day press conference together. I'm going to be jotting down some notes during the press conference. We'll do a reaction to it right away. So at noon tomorrow, Ryan Day's press conference, come here to the OHIO podcast. We'll have it set up so we can listen to it together. We'll be in the chat together while we listen. Hang on, Lisa, your song's coming up in just a second. And then I'll respond and we'll talk about it right away. Soon as the press conference is done. Something new we're going to try tomorrow. See how it goes. See if y'all like it. So be here tomorrow if you don't have to work tomorrow at noon. Let's do that together and see how that goes. Let's see if it ends up being pretty good. Okay. So tomorrow at noon, Ryan Day press conference. We're going to do a live press conference, live reaction here. Listen to it and react to it live at noon. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, is the Buckeye Lounge with TG and Sean. So you're going to get TG and Sean twice tomorrow. You're going to get a Boom Herron interview, and they've got J-Book as their guest tomorrow night. So Boom Herron in the morning, pre-recorded, live show at noon, Ryan Day press conference with yours truly, TG and Sean in the Buckeye Lounge with J-Book tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. 3 shows tomorrow here on the OHO podcast at noon. That's why Patreon's so important. Patreon will help us provide extra content, more things for everybody. And so all of that will be right here on YouTube on our podcast here on the OHIO podcast on YouTube. All right, guys. I played the song at the beginning. We're going to go out playing the song this evening on our way out. You all know my feelings on Coach Fick. I want him back. I want him back at Ohio State on this coaching staff. That needs to happen. It didn't work in Wisconsin. We know he can coach ball, and he can coach it on the defensive staff here at Ohio State. And when Larry's ready to step aside, you've got a tailor-made defensive line coach right there, co-defensive coordinator to step in. And Luke Fickell, bring him back to Columbus, everybody. Here you go. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that very much, man. It's only $5. Yeah, we need to get, if we can get 1,000 Buckeye fans to sign up at $5 each, man, to make that the best community possible, we'll be able to do everything we want to do and we'll be able to afford to do here at the OHL podcast to make this place as awesome as we possibly can be. That's what we're working towards, man. One Buckeye fan at a time. So keep sharing it. Keep letting people know it's the place to be. You're getting all this great content. Buck Vader's there. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So, all right, guys, here you go. Here's my song for this week. We'll see you all tomorrow at noon. This is Come Back Home, Luke.
He was born in Columbus, raised in the gray, bled scarlet through every autumn day, played his heart out down in the shoe, a Buckeye forever, through and through. He led the Bearcats, built them from dust, turned dreams into trophies, in Luke they trust. But the call of the North, those Badger cheers, led him to Madison. It's been too cold here. to Columbus town. You don't belong where the snow keeps you down. The jump around's over, the fire's gone out. Your heart's in Ohio, there's no doubt. They promised him glory, they promised the crown, but the cheese curds are bitter when you're losing ground. Those red and white stripes just don't feel the same when the bucks come rolling, calling your name. Oh, Luke, come back home to Columbus town, where the old age echoes all around. You gave them your best, but it's time to go where the horseshoe hums and the Buckeyes glow. The crowd in Madison once sang your song, but now those echoes don't last long. Ryan's got room, he'll save you a chair. Come back home, Luke, your family's there. Oh, Luke, come back home to Columbus town. The lights still shine, the flags still sound. No need to wonder, no need to roam. Your scarlet heart says, Luke, come back home. The only jumping around in Wisconsin tonight are the dreams that fell from Coach.